It's new tonight, the plans to turn the old Voelker's bowling alley into a mixed-use development with 275 apartment units and some commercial space as well were discussed by the Buffalo Planning Board.
And those plans were also discussed at a community meeting on Amherst Street in North Buffalo, and it was a much different tone.
It sure was. 2 on your side's Nate Benson was at both of those meetings today. Nate, what's the latest with the whole project now?
Yes, Scott and Mary Alice, there was one theme that was consistent between both meetings, and that was parking. It's a busy Monday night at the intersection of Amherst and Elmwood. If you know the intersection, you know that most of the time, traffic is like my midsection, heavy in parts. But Connor Kenny and the developers at SAA EVI have ambitious plans for the former Voelker's bowling alley on the corner.
We are proposing 230 units, a mix of 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom with about 10,000 square feet of ground floor commercial space.
The building could also rise between 3 and 5 stories high and may even have a small bowling alley to pay homage to the former lanes. It's part of an overall 2-phase project. Oh, and the developers are proposing about 77 parking spaces for those 230 units, which means not everyone who lives there would necessarily have a parking space, and dozens of tenants would need to park on nearby streets. The planning board pressed developers about using the planned parking lot spaces for the second phase of the project sooner rather than later.
Would they be available to phase 1 immediately or in the future?
That would be the plan, it would be immediately. Yes.
So really phase 1 may have parking on the adjacent site that would exceed the 77 you're proposing.
Yeah. Yes.
The planning board tabled the measure at the request of North District Council member Joe Golombek so that he could host a meeting for the community to be heard on the matter. And heard,
There's going to be one there on Amherst Street too?
they
Just jump in front of this and tell us from the planning.
were.
Let's use facts.
Hey, don't get me started because I'm really peeved.
Between 2 and 3 dozen people turned out, and the meeting quickly escalated to a lively discussion about the parking in and around the neighborhood. But even before the meeting started, that problem was recognized by Councilmember Golombek.
And I do believe that there is potential to be a parking issue here.
But Golombek says that the developer is committed to making a plan that works for the neighborhood.
The proposal that's in front of us right now, I'm 99% sure will not be the one that is finally put in front of us for approval, because we are going to listen to the community, and it's going to have to be, though, compromise, on both sides.
Now, the planning board had questions that the developer needs to sort out with the city. Therefore, they tabled the item until November 4th. So as of right now, there's been no decision made regarding this project. Live and on your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.